How to stay motivated and excited in 3 easy steps. It's often a struggle to stay motivated and excited, which in turn can cause doubt and negative energy. So how do I stay excited and motivated with what I am working on? The key is to set the right goals and to acknowledge your own accomplishments. Tip: also consider doing these 24 proven strategies. 1. Set macro goals. So often we set goals and our goals are big. When most people set a big, ginormous goal, I call it a macro goal, they don't set intermediate points of achievement on the way to the macro goal. When we set macro goals without those intermediate points, we lose things and we get distracted. We just get distracted by life, by children, by finances, by relationships, by a lot of things. Especially if you're a producer. If you're a producer and you produce results and you're an achiever and you're a goal-getter, everybody wants you on their team. So your phone is always ringing. Someone's always asking you to do something. Especially if you're a producer. If you're a producer and you produce results and you're an achiever and you're a goal-getter, everybody wants you on their team. So your phone is always ringing. Someone's always asking you to do something. If you're a producer and you produce results and you're an achiever and you're a goal-getter, everybody wants you on their team. So your phone is always ringing. Someone's always asking you to do something. You can identify what a macro goal is. It's big, it's bold. It makes you nervous. You know the goals that make you feel a pit in your stomach when you set it, that's a macro goal. When you set a macro goal, you have to set micro moments, micro wins, so that if you wanted to get to the macro win, you get to the macro win through micro wins. 2. Celebrate your wins. When I set a big goal, I normally have no less than 6 micro wins to get me to the macro win. And at every micro win, throw yourself a party. Now your party can include a party of 5, a party of 7, a party of 10 or a party of 2. And I've had parties of 1. Me, a cupcake and a celebration. Or me, a protein shake, or me and a candle. Me, with anything that makes me happy and helps me celebrate. We're like 3-year-olds. What gets celebrated, gets repeated. You take a 3-year-old and you acknowledge her for something and she's going to keep doing it because it felt good to get that acknowledgement. We're under-acknowledged. You have to recognize that you are under-acknowledged sometimes. Now let me tell you why you're under-acknowledged. Because you're leading the way of not acknowledging yourself. You're teaching the people around you that you don't need to be acknowledged. And that's hard to hear, hard to accept, but the reality is, if you train people to under-acknowledge you, you can train them to acknowledge you. But you first have to retrain yourself to acknowledge you, celebrate you, and you do that in your micro wins. So when you set a goal and then you count milestones, and under those milestones you have action steps, and that action steps get you to the milestone gets you to the goal. Celebrate those milestones. I normally have 6 milestones before I get to a big goal. And I celebrate every single one. I may not throw a big party, but I do tell someone out loud. I said, listen, I wanna be celebrated for this. This is what I did. I text someone. I do a little group text and I get my groove back. And that moment of celebration means everything to me. It's fuel in your tank. You're trying to run a marathon with no fuel in your tank. Fuel is your health, your wellness, your spirituality, and your acknowledgement. So get to your big goals by setting small wins. And once you get to your small wins, celebrate yourself. For you also won't run out of gas if you're running beside someone else who set a macro goal as well with micro wins as well, and you guys are supporting each other because you do not want to be the weakest link. Give yourself something to celebrate. Abundance isn't luck. It's something you create. These 24 guidelines show the way. 3. Trust yourself. A lot of times your big goals are the ones that matter, you're keeping them too much of a secret. Let someone in your personal space. Don't be afraid that you're going to fail. Don't be afraid that you're going to let them down, and don't be afraid that you're going to get embarrassed. I would rather fall because I leapt than stay safe on the curve. So leap, and leap out loud. And leap boldly. Trust yourself again. I know we've all set a goal that we didn't achieve. We've all had a journey that didn't end up where we want it to be or thought it should be. Now we get to press reset. 1,000 times. I'd rather you say I failed 1,000 times because I ran 1,000 times than I never got injured because I never got up.